The travel industry, we know it's been hit hard by the pandemic, right? Now, though, with some states lifting restrictions and stay-at-home orders across the United States, researchers have found that the majority of Americans want to travel, but might be taking a more cautious approach by dramatically limiting travel by plane, rail, or bus. In fact, a recent annual summer travels study shows that 33% of responders from the Washington area reported that they plan to take at least one summer road trip. So where should you go and what should you do and what should you know when you get there? Travel expert Troy Petenbrink joins us once again with some road trip ideas that we can put on our summer list. We're getting brave, Troy. We're like putting one hand out of the door and looking around and saying, maybe I can travel. What do you think about that big headline, road trips this summer?
Absolutely, Allison. I think, this is something that we've been talking about for a while, that is one of the things that I think where folks are going to feel most comfortable. And it's certainly, I think there's a couple other factors driving that too. Gas prices are really low right now. So that has always driven up road trips in general without a pandemic. So I think that is a factor here as well. So I think there's going to be some great opportunities. And in that study you mentioned, 1/3 of folks said that they are definitely taking a road trip. Another 50% said they are strongly considering it. So that's like 80% of folks are looking at road trips this summer.
Okay, so are you seeing any places, spiking as far as popularity goes, especially maybe say in under 5 hours from here?
Sure. And that's what folks are looking at. Traditionally, a 5-hour drive time. But now with the pandemic, people are actually looking up at as far as 7 hours. But looking closer to home, I think one of the places I'm really hot on is Norfolk and Virginia Beach. Beach destinations are always popular during the summertime, but Norfolk and Virginia Beach actually, for the first time ever, are actually joint partnering and promoting themselves. And they actually have a campaign together called Together at Last, which is actually providing some great discounts on some of their attractions. So that's making it even more appealing for folks. And there's a lot of things to do down there. I mean, not only do you have the beautiful beach, but you also have the USS Wisconsin is down there, the Virginia Zoo, Botanical Gardens, a really cool aviation museum. So there's a lot of things you can do down there, and that's about 200 miles south of DC, so it's an easy drive.
Yeah. It's so funny. I went to school.
Go ahead.
Troy, I was just going to say I went to school down there, and Norfolk has really, maybe I didn't visit as much when I lived in Hampton, but Norfolk is really, a cute little town, and right there on the water with their waterfront. I don't know how many shops are open, but I'm happy to see them joining forces. Okay, now what were you saying?
Yeah, well then moving on up to Philadelphia, I think is a great option as well. Easy drive. You have the beautiful Schuylkill River that runs right through the city, and there's a trail there that you can easily walk and bike. Because I think that's one of the factors. People are looking for things to be able to do outside. So urban areas, you sometimes think, oh, I need to go inside. But in Philadelphia, you can particularly stay outside. You can walk around and see the historic buildings, Independence Hall. The Liberty Bell, which is actually housed inside a complex, actually has a large glass window. So you can actually see it from the outside. Lots of public art. The famous love sculpture, which I think we all need a little bit of right now. So that's a nice place to go grab a selfie. Rodin Museum. You head out to Brandywine Valley right outside of Philly, and there's these beautiful covered bridges that you can do drive-throughs on. It's actually where they filmed part of Bridges of Madison County. So there's a little piece of trivia for you.
I love
and then
that.
my last destination is Baltimore, just right up the road. Nice destination, obviously. Inner Harbor, lots of space for social distancing, but some really cool things to see in terms of the tall ships that are there, that sort of thing. You also have Fort McHenry. The national parks are opening, which is an important thing to note. One of the things, though, you have to be cautious of, a lot of the facilities within the parks are not open, and that includes restrooms. So keep that in mind.
Yes.
But Baltimore's really nice. And then right outside of there, you can go over towards Ellicott City and Patapsco State Park. So again, some nice outdoor social distancing, because when we looked at that survey, folks said they really wanted to be able to stay outdoors no matter where they traveled.
Makes sense to me, and I like that we're getting out, getting some fresh air, doing it safely. Troy, we got to end it there, but as always, we love it when you spend time with us. Remind everybody how we can get in touch with you.
You can find me on social media. I'm the Gay Traveler, so look for me there, and I'll have some more tips for everyone.
Sounds good. Okay, take care. We'll see you again. Aaron, over to you.
Great.